All right, folks, welcome to the market recap of today's live stream, which is 6/3/2025. And unfortunately, today we did not have any setup. Market never offered the setup. It just rallied to the downside without doing an OTE, which, you know, that's the only way we could have gotten in was by the 0.50% mark to 0.886 mark getting tapped. That's the only way we're about to take a trade because we did not want to sell low. We did not want to buy high. We want to sell deep retracement. We want to buy deep retracement. We want to sell high, buy low. So that's the whole reason why I didn't take a trade today. And I did definitely have a setup right over here, but there's literally no worth it. And there was no range because the take profit already got met. And now let's get into the market recap. Starting from the higher time frame, we had a weekly sear to the downside. We had another weekly sear to the downside. We had a weekly premium ERL, discounted IRL. We had a weekly sear to the downside as well. We had a monthly CRT here. Monthly CRT I got meant. Now I want to go to monthly CRT low. This is a very high time frame. Will this affect the lower time frame? No, but overall the daily time frame is where I'm trying to where I care the most, not the weekly or the monthly, but this is the overall context of where I think market should be going to. Now on a daily, we have a daily sear to the downside, a daily premium ERL, discounted IRL. We have, IRLs right over here, but this IRL is right inside the CRT, so I'm expecting these to get respected, and I'm expecting lower prices until this daily IRL because, our high tender look is overall bearish, as well as we have a expansion daily range premium discount. We could definitely be wrong here. Keep in mind this. We could definitely be wrong, but keep in mind our loyalty is to our wallet, not to our market. I'm not attached to the market. I'm attached to my wallet. All right. If I'm wrong, I'm not gonna try to prove myself right. I go based on the market, not my feelings, right? Nor my emotions, nor my anything else. I chit chart and data. The market tells me it wants to go up higher. I'm gonna go up higher. All right, there's no reason for me to go lower because the market wants to go up higher, right? I always follow the market, not my emotions. And as well as you could see over here today, we had a classic investor profile to the downside Tuesday half of the week. We're selling above the weekly opening price. We had a daily CRT here as well. That's all we had in higher time frame. We had SMT as well. We had SMT weekly SMT CRT to the downside, as well as a daily SMT CRT to the downside. So that was another buffer to this trade. Now the lower time for the market context and narrative, we overall had a very nice bearish context here. Support to the low, support to the high, stable low, stable high, premium discount. When the premium dealer was trying to sell off, we closed below this fair value gap. So our key level is IPG. We had an IRL to ERL, as well as we had a near continuation. If I'm bearish, I want the agent to make the half day, which he did. As well as we had a range high, range low. How comes the range high? Weekly CRT high, comes the range low, weekly CRT low. You can see how we're picking specific price marks here. I'm not picking this high or this high or this high. I'm picking a Pacific high, which is these two, because these are higher time frame Pacific key levels. So there's the weekly CRT high, weekly CRT low, as well as in the lower time frame. That's what we got for number one. Number two, we have this is our, how come there's a range high, how come there's low? Monthly CRT low, monthly CRT high. So that's another bonus here for us, as well as we had a fake market shift to the upside. So we had an explosive price movement right after to the downside. So without giving a trade at all, the explosive price movement to the downside because we had a false market shift to the upside. And this actual market shift is not, but to the pattern traders, it actually is. But us, a specific marks, which is this candle. If it goes below this, then the order flow is bearish, right? So stuff like that. But we were overall over here, very nice context here. We had nothing else. We were looking for a near continuation. I was looking for a, for the market to retrace all the way to zero. I was looking for the market to retrace all the way at the 0.50 to 0.86 mark. Why? Because as I said before, we do not want to sell early and we don't want to buy early as well. We do not want to sell high, buy low. We do not want to sell low, buy high, we want to sell high, buy low. We want to buy deep retracement, sell deep retracement. We do not want to sell low and buy high, right? In this case, if we're selling over here, we're selling low. Our deep retracement would be the 0.50% mark to 0.86 mark. And there's an OT present in the ASA session. So we dissed it off. And there was an early CRT. What have I taken that trade? No, I would have definitely not taken that trade simply because of, as I said before, in this case, it worked out. But guess what? The RR on that trade wasn't even there. Keep in mind, the RR was, this right here is your mod 1 overall. The RR was overall not even there. So if the RR wasn't there, you're going to get, smacked. And in this case, he worked. But over the long term, it's not going to work in your favor. Like this day, it's not going to work in your favor. It's not going to work in your favor. It's not going to work in your favor. Sell early here, you're going to get stopped out. Sell early here because of the dollar ride gap, you get stopped out. Sell early here because of whatever here, there's an S&P CRT or something, whatever there is here. Sell early around here, you get stopped out. You do not want that to happen overall. You can see it happened recently here. Right, so you do not want to get caught in that trap ever again. And we did not get in that trap. We didn't take a trade here, but market just went down. Did it give a setup? In this case, there was a 4-hour CRT present, but I'm not taking that because the 4-hour CRT, we have 4-hour CRT SMT. We cannot take that simply because of one reasoning. Is due to that OTE cannot have SMT here. You can see, go back lower time frame. We had a mod 1 this confirmation with this scan right over here. We cannot have a SMT with a OTE. It simply doesn't work like that, right? One pair can't just go do an OT retracement while the other one does it, right? They both have to do their own OTE, which that's how it works. And because as you guys know, we always want to treat the cause, not the effect. The effect could be our pair could have SMT go lower, but our correlated pair does the OTE and the purging. We are holic to, because usually SMTs are usually just to keep it simple, always trade the pair that causes, not the effect, right? If our pair is the one to cause the purge, cause the OTE, we want to trade that. We do not want to trade our pair when our pair is the one to do the effect. So let's say our other correlated pair does the cause, and our pair has an effect on the cause, so our pair goes lower. In that case, because this one is not taking liquidity at all, and this is why SMT divergence. I don't use SMT. I just use SMT as an extra confluence, but I'm not like, oh yeah, I always need SMT there. I do not need SMT to be there to take a trade, right? So, but that's that, and yeah, because OT has its own. Literally his own mechanics here. If you were to rely on SMT, because there's an SMT with this pair right over here. With SMT, you failed. Why do you fail? Because OTE has its own play, and OTE they cannot be SMT right over here as well. There was not SMT here, but over here there was SMT with this guy. But with this 5 a.m. high with a 7 a.m. candle, there was an SMT. You failed. Why? Because OTE cannot, there simply cannot be a SMT in OTE. That's all I'm trying to say. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, share. Today was a beautiful day. No setups. We just saw those. You can see the performance review is kind of changing here. We're taking much more less trade. We just want to, take the best setups. I'm not forcing trades, taking the best setup, patiently waiting. And that's, as I said before, you guys are going to see a huge difference in performance from now on forward. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, join this course down below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.